Team India, of course, ending their T20 World Cup campaign on a high, and yet another superstar of Indian cricket has decided to now bow down on a high. Ravindra Jadeja has announced his retirement from T20 internationals. After Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, it's now Jadeja who's decided to hang his boots. Jadeja has bid farewell to T20 internationals. In his final post announcing his retirement, Jadeja has said that he's always given his best for the country. My colleague Gaurav Gupta joins us on the broadcast to get us more details on this. Gaurav, rockstar Jadeja, as Shane Warne called him, 2008 IPL, it was incredible for Jadeja. 2009, he made his T20 international debut. Ever since then, he's been a prolific all-rounder for India. Not really had the best of the T20 World Cup this year, but still his contribution has been immense to India's T20 and the short form game as well. Help us understand how much of a void Jadeja is going to leave, because this is someone that was an all-format player for India, a very rare asset that Team India did, of course, use the services of.
Absolutely, a wonderful player, a wonderful servant of Indian cricket. Our best fielder by far, perhaps the best fielder in world cricket by far. Jadeja has absolutely been an outstanding cricketer. Although I'm slightly unhappy with his contribution in this World Cup. I think with the kind of talent that he has, he could have contributed far more, far bit more. But somehow his bowling lacked the sting that it had, in this World Cup. And over the years also, Jadeja, I thought could have been pivotal to India winning a World Cup, considering he's a brilliant fielder, wonderful bowler, and also pretty more than a useful batsman. Is a champion player, but somehow, despite him being a gun player, this was the absolutely the anomaly about this generation of cricketers, that we had the wonderful, all-time great cricketers that we have, white ball cricketers. Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, of course, are all format great cricketers. Ravindra Jadeja is a terrific white ball cricketer and also great red ball cricketer. That with guys like these being there, the greats like these being there, when they retire, they would be referred to as greats. We still did not have a T20 World Cup victory, so that was pretty surprising for a long time, and even a 50 overs victory after 2011. And I thought with the talent that Jadeja had, I was a bit surprised that he could not champion us to a T20 World Cup victory in all these years. And this World Cup, I thought his performance had gone down, by his tall, lofty standards. In fact, I had even begun to question in my mind whether his selection was justified or not, and was it purely on? It was mostly purely on reputation. Considering that several youngsters rocking the doors, I think there's a time for a change in Indian cricket, a time for transition in Indian cricket, and guys like Jadeja, Rohit, and Virat, they recognize this, that it is time for the T20 team to bear a new look. For the new Jadeja, the new Rohits, and the new Virats to come in, and I expect a lot of claimants for Jadeja's position as well. But then it will be difficult to fill his shoes, because here was a guy who was equally good with his batting and bowling, and fielding. Let's not forget his tremendous fielding. I mean, the only good part about Jadeja leaving the scene is that Ravindra Jadeja has come, is that Akshar Patel has come along very well. His fellow Gujarati. So I mean, Akshar was absolutely outstanding in this tournament, as we saw yesterday. He scored a super 47. But then this is Jadeja's hour of glory, and I mean Jadeja's hour of we should remember him for being a terrific T20 player. I remember in several big T20 games, he pulled off some fabulous runouts for India. I think it was in Australia in 2012. We beat at that time beating Australia in a T20 match on that tour seemed pretty difficult. We did that, and we did that largely because of the way Jadeja batted and his fielding. And several such games Jadeja has won, and I hope that helps Jadeja focus on the other two formats, the 50 overs game and the Test cricket. And especially Test cricket in India. I think that is where is an absolutely an asset, massive asset for us. And this leaves all three of them, Jadeja, Rohit, and Virat, with 2-3 good years of cricket. And perhaps all three of them have told the BCCI, and the communication is pretty clear. I would imagine that all three are going to be an integral part of India's 2027 50 overs World Cup team. After which they're going to quit white ball cricket. Obviously their form is going to be assessed, but I think they are the champion performers, and more than form, it's about the class that they bring to the table. And Jadeja was one such player. Absolutely outstanding player in T20s, and let's hope that he continues to entertain us in the IPL and in the other two formats, in the ODIs and tests for India.
Absolutely, Gaurav. Like you rightly pointed out, Jadeja has been an amazing servant of Indian cricket, an amazing batsman, a game-changing bowler, and a prolific fielder who's really set the standards for Indian fielding for a long time now. Of course, Aksar Patel, a very, very good replacement that we saw, performed better than Jadeja in this World Cup. And now this seems to be a really nice trend as far as Indian cricketers are concerned, bowing down on a high after Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma. It's now Ravindra Jadeja who's decided to make way for youngsters. Lots of youngsters knocking on the doors through the IPL. And now Jadeja, the senior pro, has decided to make way for them. In fact,